of the Discourse. We've taken an abandoned concrete factory at the margins of the declining American empire and repurposed it into a battleground where 19 separate entities from across the political spectrum enter the discourse one by one and do battle to determine who controls the narrative force of the discourse. I hope you'll join me, your Southern Gothic futurist host Dirk God Raven Mac, for each and every episode of Monday Night Rumble of the Discourse. Hey, what's going on, folks? This is your host, your boy Dirk God Raven Mac. We are here at the Catbird Arena. I'll get to that here in a minute, but we are here for Week 3 Monday Night Rumble of the Discourse, our Winter 2023 series. If you aren't familiar, 27 competitors from across the political spectrum come out one by one, eliminating each other either over the top rope, pinned, or submitted. You get a point for eliminating somebody. The final 4 get bonus points. Again, this is a 7-week series. So what happens is the first 6 weeks, we're in week 3. These folks will be accumulating points. It's different people each week, the first 6 weeks. And in that 7th week, our top 27 point getters will come back out in reverse order to crown the Winter 2023 Champion of the Discourse. Now, I told you tonight we're coming live at you from Catbird Arena. This is an abandoned concrete factory at the edge of town here where I live, and we look for sponsors for each episode. I didn't get a paid sponsor online, but I do little meet and greets with the crowd, walking around talking to folks. And I saw this old dude. So I've seen this old dude at like high school football and basketball games, and he's just a chill old dude. And I saw him in the crowd here tonight, so I went over and was talking to him, and his name is Catbird, and he is just, I don't know what to say, but he's just a chill old dude. But I was talking about sponsorship, and he said, ain't nobody sponsored yet, and I said, nah, and he gave me $5, so we're coming at you from Catbird Arena tonight, and shout out to Catbird. Love you, man. That's a funny dude. So we're going to go on up to the ring now and get into the action here in Catbird Arena, and you can see that our referees tonight are the National Guardsmen and Omega Chad. Police State is actually entered into the thing tonight, as is the Lady Cop. And our first entrance is George Santos, that New York Republican congressman who, of course, has found out a lot of his story is not true. And actually, a story came out that he performed as a drag queen in Brazil, which sort of goes against a lot of what the Republican talking points be. Oh, and the library drag queen, that story time drag queen is going to come out and take on George Santos. So that's ironic. Battle of a current drag queen and a former drag queen. A lot of people have talked about the hypocrisy of George Santos, but it sort of falls into the Republican talking points because, the Republican Party, they do not care if they find a gay man to represent them or a minority, as long as these people compromise that sense of self-identity for the larger Republican purpose. They will accept these folks left and right, because when the other party says, hey, these guys are hypocritical, they're homophobic, they say, well, look, we have a gay congressman from New York. Or they say we're racist. Well, look, we have Herschel Walker running for senator from Georgia, or Tim Scott in South Carolina. It falls right into the Republican talking points that they have counter examples. So they definitely have the long troll on the obvious owns taken care of. This library drag queen, of course, has been dealing with a lot of harassment. On one count there on a roll-up with George Santos, from doing these story times to children, and the police state. So looky here. So the police state has been the referee the first 2 weeks, but wanted to enter this week with what's been going on in Atlanta. They're, of course, building a cop city there, wanting to create a fake town for police to learn how to terrorize people. They had some protests. Had some riots this past weekend, and the police state might get pinned right away. No, he kicks out. They had some riots, and of course the local police chief said it was terrorism. And it's funny to me because I've never, definition of terrorism is to cause terror, and I've never been terrified of broken windows in a bank. Like, I don't stay up at night, like, waking up from nightmares, like, oh my God, the bank's windows may be broken. Never had that, but I have felt terror in the presence of few interactions with the police. One time in particular, even as a white man, if you drive a piece of shit, cops have tendency to think you're a piece of shit as well. And the cop was holding his holster the whole time he interacted with me, like behind my shoulder, and I was pretty scared. I had to announce every motion I did in the car. I was that scared. you know, but whatever, man. Police don't care, and if you don't think they're gonna hate you, like they've got enough prejudice to hate people for more than just race. And the library drag queen got knocked out there by George Santos, so the library drag queen is eliminated. That's our first elimination. Again, we'll have 27 people coming out. Marjorie Taylor Greene is in there, had already come out while I was talking. The free thinker, well, here we go. The free thinker. We've had handful of these guys. I don't even know how many have appeared. Bob, my producer, Bob Dabalina, do you know how many different free thinkers we've had? Yes, that's right. An endless array of the same. Yeah, so these indistinguishable free thinkers, there's one of them out here. I hope it's the only one. Marjorie Taylor Greene might get a pin on that free thinker, but nobody there to count the pin. National Guardsman Omega Chad, not quite as fluent in getting in there to enforce the rules as the police state and Lady Cop was. And there's a pin on the police state, so the police state is eliminated by the free thinker. And that is a phrase that could actually come to fruition in real life if we actually applied those things. The police state has been eliminated by the free thinker. The problem is our free thinkers aren't actual free thinkers. And here comes Matt Getz. He has been on our leaderboard, had a pretty good run of things, and he nails George Santos with that trophy and takes out George Santos. So Matt Getz is in the ring for about 10 seconds and already gets a pin. So that leaves us with Marjorie Taylor Greene, the free thinker. Matt Getz, and George Santos gets a spine breaker on that free thinker, even though he's eliminated. Not quite fair play there by George Santos. And we got a buzzer, and joining the discourse, the Proud Boy. So that library drag queen has already been eliminated, but the Proud Boy has certainly been instrumental in harassing the drag queens around the country. Free thinker getting a roll up on Marjorie Taylor Greene, just a 1 count. And Getz going for the pin on the free thinker on the kick out, just a 2 count. Free thinker's been bloodied by the discourse. Marjorie Taylor Greene nailing Matt Getz with that trophy. You would think the two of them would get along well, but the discourse makes strange bedfellows and strange rivals. And we get a buzzer. Let's see who it is. Ah, there he is, folks. Billionaire tech lord dipshit Elon Musk. Man who has got an army of yes men now on his app, not a public app, but his app, that will just agree with whatever he's got. He comes in there, Matt Getz slams him across that ladder, and that's a 2, and that's a 3. Elon Musk, what an incompetent buffoon, man. He is eliminated almost immediately. He spent about like 45 seconds in there. Comically bad Elon Musk, whose net value has just plummeted, by the way, so if you're helping destroy him on Tesla, good job. And the free thinker, as Lauren Boebert comes out, the free thinker gives it up to a bear hug by Matt Getz. So Matt Getz has already eliminated a couple people this week. And he looks bloody as well. Lauren Boebert comes out, so we've got 3 congressmen, congresswomen, congresspeople. Lauren Boebert, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and Matt Getz. Quite a little trio there. And the Proud Boy, who certainly probably, if he's still able to vote, depending on his criminal record, probably likes all 3 of those guys. Boebert suplexes Matt Getz. Tries to get the Proud Boy up, but can't. The Proud Boy flips her into the ladder. And we get another buzzer. It's the Lady Cop. So here comes the Lady Cop. She's brown, she's diverse, and she still has the qualified immunity to kill you if she wants. So that shooting happened down in Atlanta where the police killed one of the protesters or one of the forest defenders. You know, that's sort of been overlooked, the fact that he got shot, killed, murdered, assassinated, as they try to empty out that area. And the police have said that's not actually a forest because it used to be a prison farm, but it's been abandoned for a while and overgrown, and people have tried to have that turned into a preserve. And we don't need cop cities for training, in my opinion. I mean, We don't need better training of cops. We just need more resources to non-cop entities. Ron DeSantis is out now. That's governor of Florida. Made the news this past week has banned teaching of African American classes in high school and African American history classes, and in fact has kind of engineered the boards of some of the major universities down there to be more politically matched with him. Marjorie Taylor Greene plummets off that ladder. It's interesting to watch the type of fascism Ron DeSantis is doing and how much more methodical it is than what Trump did as bumbling president. That old saying is, those who don't learn history are doomed to repeat it. Little did we know it was going to be an engineered attempt to deny history so that we have to repeat the bad things in history because they just don't want us to even learn about it. That wasn't exactly how that old saying was interpreted when I first heard it, but that has come to be what it means now. Tucker Carlson is out now, Fox News host. I used the word news loosely there. So we've got Marjorie Taylor Greene, Matt Gaetz, Lauren Boebert, the Proud Boy, Ron DeSantis, Tucker Carlson, and the Lady Cop. Man, oh man, what a discourse we have going on right now. Let's see who comes out at the buzzer. And it's our old friend, the Critical Thinking Punk. Critical Thinking Punk comes out, and we haven't seen him in this series, and I found out during the fall series that apparently my girlfriend had relations with the Critical Thinking Punk in the past. Lauren Boebert, knocked out by Matt Gaetz, had physical relations with the Critical Thinking Punk. Now I'm not an insecure man who's intimidated by that. I think for me personally, it's just more sometimes when you think about who someone is attracted to that is attracted to you, you start to question your own attractiveness, you know. But hey, man, you know, different times of our lives we have different things, and people have needs. And the free thinker, we have another one of those free thinkers is coming out. I really got to talk to these guys backstage and figure out a way to tell them apart. Free thinker joins the melee. We've got those ladders are broken around, and the free thinker is on the Critical Thinking Punk right away, and he is eliminated. So the Critical Thinking Punk, who did well in our fall 2022 series, I don't believe he's got a point yet this series. Ron DeSantis is a bloody mess, and he just gets a bulldog on the Proud Boy. So those ladders that are in there, those are meritocracy ladders, celebrating the meritocracy myths of the American Empire. And here comes a buzzer, and coming out now, it's that wealthy leftist. Here we go, folks, the wealthy leftist. This is a guy who considers him a progressive, but comes from vast wealth in his family, actually runs a community space gallery type place that he is close with the owners of, so he sort of controls that space, and it is a quote-unquote community space, although his idea of community tends to be more tied to the local university than the actual community. And of course, universities tend to work in opposition to the actual community in a lot of places. But hey, whatever. Lady Cop got eliminated by Ron DeSantis there. Ron DeSantis engineering what he wants to engineer and gets rid of the Lady Cop, and we get a buzzer, and it's the woke mobster carrying that sledgehammer. The woke mobster is coming out. Of course, the woke mobster made it to the final two last week, y'all. Woke mobster and the tech lord were our final two, and the Proud Boy pin there by Matt Gaetz. So Matt Gaetz has he's been in there a while, and he's eliminated a handful of people. Woke mobster was in the final two with the tech lord, did not win. Tech lord ended up winning last week. So we've got Marjorie Taylor Greene, Matt Gaetz, Ron DeSantis, Tucker Carlson, the free thinker, that wealthy leftist, and the woke mobster. And you would think the wealthy leftist would be making friends with the woke mobster. They're supposed to be friends according to the kayfabe of American politics. And here comes Debbie DSA, Democratic Socialist of America. Roller derby chick, locally part of Democratic Socialist movement at local city. Almost always has lived in Brooklyn at some point. And there's a pin, Ron DeSantis pinned by Debbie DSA. I will be honest, I love roller derby chicks. I always think of that old Jim Croce song, Roller Derby Queen. I think DSA politics are sometimes a little, I don't know, privileged and naive, but I appreciate what they're doing, and I just, Debbie DSA, you know, nice woman as far as I can tell. And here comes not an FBI agent with those protests that happened in Atlanta this past weekend. Keep in mind, you're always going to see these people who are Antifa, but are definitely not an FBI agent. They tend to be the ones to encourage you to do certain things, and be wary if you get in long signal threads with them, because they are going to be trying to coax you in a certain direction. But they are not an FBI agent. We got pins going on left and right, and the wealthy leftist pins Matt Gaetz. So Matt Gaetz eliminated a handful of people, and Tucker Carlson got knocked over the top rope. I didn't see who even knocked him out. But Matt Gaetz and Tucker Carlson get knocked out quickly, and we get a buzzer for the reply guy. Woke mobster, not an FBI agent, going at each other over. No, that's the wealthy leftist. I'm sorry. So Marjorie Taylor Greene is still out there. The free thinker is still out there. The wealthy leftist, the woke mobster, Debbie DSA, not an FBI agent, and the reply guy. And there's a pin on Marjorie Taylor Greene, and the free thinker has eliminated Marjorie Taylor Greene. So MTG eliminated from the discourse this week by a free thinker. We got a buzzer, and here he comes, Donald Trump, big old Donald Trump. Clips of this guy still go around, and he's still as confused as ever. Still intent on running for president in 2024. Finally makes his way into the ring, wrapped in the American flag. He'll sell you an American flag with his name on it. The free thinker nails him with a sledgehammer. Not an FBI agent was pinned in there by somebody. I gotta admit, I was zoning out on the free thinker and Donald Trump. I didn't even see that. Now the reply guy pins the wealthy leftist, so he is gone. And here comes the tech lord. Man, there's a lot going on here. That's how the discourse rolls. It is hot and heavy, quick, fast, and it doesn't stop. 24 hours a day, 8 days a week. So we've got the free thinker, the woke mobster, Debbie DSA, the reply guy, Donald Trump is out there, and the tech lord who won last week, and he drops the reply guy, and he's going for the pin. He might be repeating his dominance of last week. No, just a 2 count. Reply guy, tougher than I thought. Of course, reply guy from the south side of Facebookistan, and he gets a roll on the, who's he got rolled up there? That was the woke mobster. We got a buzzer, and it's to do your own researcher. So this guy who cut his teeth listening to about 3,000 hours of Joe Rogan, now he's got his own podcast. Considers himself shadow banned by most social medias, even though it's mostly just he's not that exciting. Kind of boring and redundant, and there's better versions of what he does out there available. And he is already pinned by the free thinker, so the do your own researcher did not last very long. Perhaps physical shadow ban, I don't know. And there's a pin on the free thinker, so as soon as the free thinker pins the do your own researcher, reply guy pins the free thinker. So we get a buzzer, and it's long COVID, folks. Long COVID is coming out here. I know we're going maskless and back to normal and pretending everything is good to go, but man, long COVID is real, folks, and we don't know the full implications. And of course, the great thing about the anti-vax movement is if anybody has long COVID symptoms, they'll simply say they're vaccine-related symptoms. So I like to think sometimes that, you know, all this talk of global population control conspiracies related to the COVID vaccine, like they might have done double reverse psychology on y'all and had y'all think that, like, by not wearing masks and not getting vaccinated, you're resisting the conspiracy, which actually puts you as a main person in the conspiracy. I mean, it's hard to tell. Double reverse psychology works pretty well on people. Woke mobster pins Debbie DSA. You would have expected them two to get along, but the discourse, you know, unfortunately, folks are punching left a lot of times. And woke mobster going for a pin on long COVID. So we've got the woke mobster, reply guy, Donald Trump, the tech lord, long COVID, and President Biden just came out. I did not give him the proper amount of respect. President Biden, of course, they keep finding it. He's going for a pin on reply guy, doesn't get it. Doing it again, doesn't get it. They keep finding classified documents in various President Biden residencies, and of course that tech lord got pinned there by Donald Trump, it looked like, so he is out. He will not be repeating as winner this week, and now Donald Trump going for a reply guy. They keep finding this stuff at President Biden's various residences, and I have a feeling they're going to find this anywhere with presidents, and it's sort of... I don't even know what to say. Like, you have to wonder what the level of classified is, but also you have to just wonder, we might just have two parties of completely incompetent people. Like, I think that is likely what's going on here. Not that one is safer or better than the other, but just we live in a really incompetent empire right now. Speaking of that, the Twitter communist came out, and he can solve it all by reading more communist books. And here comes Super Blue Check. That woman editor, former editor of Jezebel, a couple books to her credit. She comes out, still holding on to that blue check on Twitter. Got that blue check on other social medias. Long COVID on the top rope. Reply guy slams Twitter communist. And I think by my count, we have one more person coming out, and then we'll have that'll be our 27th. President Biden got punched by the Twitter communist and just stumbles and then falls out the ring. So old confused Joe kind of staggered his way on out the ring after a devastating punch there by the Twitter communist. And we get a buzzer, and our last entrant tonight is going to be the free thinker. So we have another of those free thinkers coming out. And he's got that big plank there. Some sort of shed door or something. He throws it against the Twitter communists. So we've got 7 folks in here. Of course, our final 4 will get bonus points. 3 points for fourth, 5 points for third, 7 points for second, 10 points for first. Omega Chad just fell off that ladder and screamed out in pain. Trump is still out there. Reply guy just passed out on one edge of the ring. National Guardsman setting up another ladder. So again, the woke mobster, the reply guy, Donald Trump, long COVID, the Twitter communist, super blue check, and a free thinker. Those are our final 7. And the reply guy got a 2 count on long COVID. So we've got 7 folks out here battling it out until we get down to 1. We'll be back here next week. This week we're at Catbird Arena. Shout out to Catbird. He is on the side opposite that we're looking at now. If you happen to look over there, you might see him in the second row. Good old dude. Reply guy going after Trump in the corner. Falls. Twitter communist rolls him up. Nobody to make the count, though. Finally, Omega Chad gets there. And he gets him. Looked like a kick out there at the end, but he finally got there for the pin. Reply guy eliminated by the Twitter communist. So we are down to 6. And the free thinker going for a cover on the Twitter communist. Just a 1 count. And it looks like long COVID set a ladder on top of a ladder, maybe. Yeah, and they both crumble down there. National Guardsman climbing the ladder for some reason. There's a pin on the far side. The woke mobster has eliminated President Trump. So that woke mob is a real thing. It just eliminated President Trump from the discourse. Wow. Trump got canceled by the woke mob. So the woke mobster, long COVID, the Twitter communist, super blue check, and a free thinker are our final 5. And there's a pin on the super blue check, and she is eliminated. So the woke mob is just canceling people left and right. Literally right and left. Because Donald Trump is right. That super blue check is left. Woke mob is just canceling everybody. So we're down to our final 4, the Twitter communist, the free thinker, and wait a second, now we're 3. The free thinker just suplexes, Twitter communist suplexes that free thinker. The Twitter communist on that apron, he could get eliminated right here. No, he gets back in. So our final 3 now will know that over the top rope goes Long COVID, he gets back in. So we have Long COVID, the Twitter communist, and the woke mobster. And there's a pin on the woke mobster. Just a 1 count. Must have had her booster. The Twitter communist just throws Long COVID over the top rope. So he is just knocking him out, man, with those suplexes. And then he punches the woke mobster and nails her in that ladder and goes for the cover. And man, the Twitter communist just ran roughshod over the competition, folks. So the Twitter communist just runs roughshod over everybody. What a run by the Twitter communist. I find that shocking. Did not expect that, ladies and gentlemen. Let's look at this replay. He throws Long COVID out. Nails the woke mobster with that punch, and then thrown into the ladder. Wow, man, what a win. What a shocker there. And you can see our results from the night. The Twitter communist, 15 points. So he eliminated 5 folks tonight on top of finishing from first. Woke mobster gets 11, so she, they, her. I do not know the pronouns there of the woke mobster, so my apologies if I've misgendered the woke mob. They eliminated 4 and got 11 points total. Matt Getz eliminated 5 people himself. Long COVID with those bonus points gets 5. Couple free thinkers there with 3. Debbie DSA, the reply guy. You can see the other folks got 1 point. Our standings after 3 events, 3 out of 7 events. So the woke mobster now sitting at the top of the leaderboard with 19 total points. Eric Adams, we did not see him tonight, but him and the Twitter communist there with 15. The tech lord Matt Getz got 12. Donald Trump with 9. Pete Bourgeoisie and the free thinker there with 7, and Dark Brandon with 6. So that's where we stand. 3 events. 3 more to go. We'll be back here next week with week 4 on Monday night, and 5 and 6 after that. And then that 7th week will be our crowning 7th champion of the Discourse Winter 2023. As always, folks, this bad boy is sponsored by my Patreon. Please check out that Patreon, man. It is a way for you to support artists like myself doing everything we do. We live in a type of society where we are trained to expect something in return for our money that is physical and decays rapidly. It is about buying new stuff all the time. My Patreon is a way for you to support me just in a basic general sense and say, man, I appreciate what the fuck you're doing. So if you appreciate what the fuck I'm doing, slide a few dollars my way. And if you can't do it, I understand. We're all trying to survive capitalism. Maybe this shit will all burn down one day. So until next week, I will holler at you next time. Salam.